Have you ever felt like someone in your life is slowly draining your energy, leaving you mentally exhausted and emotionally depleted? Perhaps it's a friend who constantly belittles your achievements, or a partner whose criticisms chip away at your self-esteem. Maybe it's a colleague who thrives on gossip and drama, dragging you into their endless whirlpool of negativity. Why do we allow these people to take up space in our lives? Why do we find it so hard to step back and say enough? The truth is, toxic relationships often masquerade as bonds we feel obligated to maintain, friendships that have lasted too long, romantic ties that we fear breaking, or familial connections that seem unbreakable. But here's the reality. These relationships aren't just inconvenient, they're destructive. Stoics, ancient philosophers who prized wisdom and inner peace above all, offer a powerful remedy for dealing with such toxicity. Their teachings remind us that we have the power to control our reactions, protect our mental health, and prioritize what truly matters. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In this video, we'll explore 5 Stoic strategies to handle toxic relationships and reclaim your peace. Each step builds on timeless wisdom and practical insights, leading you toward a life of tranquility and fulfillment. And trust me, the final strategy will shift the way you see your entire social circle. So stick around, what we're about to share could change your life. Now, let's dive into the first Stoic principle, reclaiming your time and energy. 1. Reclaim your time and energy. Time and energy, 2 resources more valuable than gold, yet often squandered on those who do not deserve them. Think about it. How many hours have you spent replaying a heated conversation in your mind? How often have you found yourself dreading an interaction with someone who brings nothing but stress? The Stoic philosopher Seneca once observed, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote invites us to reflect on the real cost of toxic relationships, not just the emotional toll, but the hours and energy they consume. Imagine what you could achieve if you redirected that energy towards something meaningful. Consider this scenario. You have a colleague who loves to gossip and stir up drama. Every coffee break becomes a session of complaints and negativity, leaving you feeling drained and unfocused. It's easy to get pulled into their world, but here's the truth. Every moment you spend indulging their negativity is a moment lost from your own growth. Now, let's bring it back to Stoicism. One of its central tenets is to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. You can't control your colleague's behavior, but you can control your response to it. You can choose to walk away, to politely but firmly steer the conversation elsewhere, or to limit your interactions altogether. By doing so, you reclaim the energy they once stole from you. But it's not just about avoiding certain people. It's about intentionally deciding where your time and energy go. Are you investing in relationships that uplift you? Are you dedicating time to your passions, your health, and your personal growth? Or are you letting toxic dynamics dictate your life? Here's a powerful exercise. Reflect on your daily interactions. Who are the people that leave you feeling energized and inspired? Who drains you? Make a conscious decision to spend more time with those who add value to your life and less with those who don't. The Stoics teach us to live with intention. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. 1. It's a call to action. Stop wasting time debating how to handle toxic people. Take decisive steps to protect your peace and focus on what truly matters. By reclaiming your time and energy, you lay the foundation for a more balanced and purposeful life. It's the first step in freeing yourself from the grip of toxic relationships. But protecting your time is just the beginning. In the next section, we'll explore a Stoic strategy that dives even deeper into your inner world, preserving your mental health. 2. Preserve your mental health. Your mind is your sanctuary, yet how often do we allow others to trespass, filling it with doubt, anxiety, and negativity? Toxic relationships are like invaders, slowly eroding the walls of your mental peace. The more you engage with their chaos, the more vulnerable your mind becomes. But what if you could fortify your mental defenses? What if you could choose peace over turmoil? Marcus Aurelius, a master of Stoicism, reminds us, the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do, only what you do. This simple yet profound shift in focus is a cornerstone of preserving your mental health. Now think about it. How much of your mental suffering is tied to what others say or do? Perhaps it's a friend whose constant criticism leaves you second-guessing your every decision, or a family member whose passive-aggressive remarks haunt you long after the conversation ends. These interactions don't just pass by, they linger, replaying in your mind and slowly chipping away at your inner calm. Stoics understood that while we cannot control what others do, we can control how we respond. Imagine someone hurling insults your way. You have two choices: absorb their negativity and let it fester, or recognize that their words reflect their own issues, not your worth. By choosing the latter, you protect your mental well-being. Consider this. If someone handed you a heavy burden and asked you to carry it indefinitely, would you do it? Of course not. Yet every time we internalize the negativity of others, we willingly take on a similar burden. Stoicism teaches us to set that weight down. Epictetus put it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The toxic person in your life may continue their harmful behavior, but their actions only have power if you allow them to affect you. By ignoring their negativity, you create a barrier between their chaos and your peace. Here's a practical exercise rooted in Stoicism. The next time someone's words or actions disturb your peace, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? And if the answer is no, let it go. Visualize their negativity as a wave crashing against a sturdy rock. It may rage and foam, but it will never move the rock. You are that rock. But what about the persistent voices in your head, the echoes of past toxic encounters? Stoicism offers tools to quiet them. Journaling, for example, is a powerful way to process and release your thoughts. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on your interactions, noting what triggered you and how you responded. Over time, you'll gain clarity and strengthen your mental resilience. Mindfulness is another Stoic practice to preserve your mental health. When toxic thoughts arise, anchor yourself in the present. Focus on your breath, the sensation of your feet on the ground, or the sounds around you. By grounding yourself, you disrupt the cycle of rumination and return to a state of calm. Protecting your mental health is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-preservation. When you prioritize your peace, you're better equipped to face life's challenges and support the people who truly matter. Now let's pause for a moment. If you found this insight helpful so far, consider liking this video to help spread these Stoic principles to others who might benefit. And if you're still with us, share your thoughts in the comments below. What strategies do you use to protect your mental health? If you're unsure what to write, simply type "peace is priceless." In the next section, we'll dive into a Stoic principle that builds on this foundation, strengthening your emotional resilience. Because while preserving your peace is vital, it's just as important to cultivate the inner strength to face whatever life throws your way. Shall we continue? 3. Strengthen emotional resilience. What if you could face life's challenges with unshakable calm? Imagine standing in the eye of a storm, chaos swirling around you, yet your mind remains clear and composed. This is the essence of emotional resilience, a quality that toxic relationships often seek to erode, but which Stoicism empowers us to build. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Emotional resilience is about mastery over your inner world. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending you're unaffected by toxicity. Instead, it's about choosing how to respond when negativity arises. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you weather it. Have you ever encountered someone who thrives on provoking others? Maybe it's a friend who subtly undermines you, or a partner who knows exactly how to push your buttons. Their behavior triggers emotional reactions, anger, frustration, even sadness. The more you engage, the deeper you sink into their cycle of conflict. But what if you could step back, observe their actions, and remain unbothered? This is where Stoicism offers a powerful tool: detachment. Marcus Aurelius advises you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It means refusing to let external events dictate your emotional state. Picture this. A colleague criticizes your work in front of others. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or retaliate. But a Stoic approach invites you to pause and reflect. Is their opinion within your control? No. Is your response within your control? Absolutely. Instead of reacting defensively, you might calmly acknowledge their feedback or choose to ignore it altogether. Either way, you stay in control of your emotions. Building emotional resilience takes practice. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you feel triggered, take a deep breath and count to 3. This brief pause interrupts the automatic reaction and gives you space to respond thoughtfully. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to stay composed under pressure. Stoicism also teaches us to reframe our perspective on adversity. Seneca reminds us we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Often the pain we experience comes not from the event itself, but from how we interpret it. A harsh comment from a friend might sting initially, but it's our prolonged rumination that amplifies the hurt. By changing how we perceive challenges, we can reduce their emotional impact. Consider this. Toxic relationships often involve patterns of manipulation where someone tries to control your emotions to maintain power over you. By cultivating emotional resilience, you break free from their influence. You become like a sturdy tree, bending but never breaking in the wind. Another Stoic practice that builds resilience is negative visualization. This involves imagining worst-case scenarios to prepare your mind for potential difficulties. For example, you might picture a difficult conversation with a toxic person. By visualizing how you'll maintain your composure, you're training your mind to stay calm when the moment arises. This practice doesn't breed pessimism, it fosters readiness and emotional strength. But emotional resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about thriving despite it. Each time you choose to respond calmly to a toxic situation, you're reinforcing your inner strength. You're proving to yourself that you can rise above negativity. Let's take a moment to reflect. Think about a recent interaction where someone tested your patience or tried to pull you into their emotional chaos. How did you respond? Could you have approached it differently with more resilience? In the next section, we'll shift our focus from resilience to growth. Specifically, how ignoring toxic relationships allows you to prioritize self-improvement and unlock your true potential. Ready to explore the next step? Let's move forward. 4. Focus on self-growth. What if every toxic relationship in your life was holding you back from becoming the person you're meant to be? Think about it. How often do you set aside your dreams, goals, or passions because someone else's negativity clouds your mind? Toxic relationships are like chains anchoring you to a cycle of doubt and stagnation. But Stoicism offers a way out. By focusing on what you can control, your own growth, you break free from these chains and step into your full potential. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't just a call to resilience, it's a rallying cry for self-improvement. When you stop investing energy in toxic dynamics, you free up space to focus on your personal journey. Let's consider a common scenario. You have a partner or friend who constantly dismisses your ambitions. Every time you share a new goal, whether it's starting a business, learning a new skill, or pursuing a passion, they respond with skepticism or ridicule. Over time, their negativity seeps into your thoughts. You start questioning your abilities and hesitate to take action. Now ask yourself, whose voice matters more, theirs or yours? Stoicism teaches us to anchor our self-worth not in the opinions of others, but in our own principles and actions. As Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. True freedom comes from focusing on your growth, regardless of external discouragement. Here's where the power of boundaries comes in. By setting clear limits with toxic individuals, you protect your mental space and prioritize your goals. Boundaries don't just keep negativity out, they create room for growth. Imagine a garden choked with weeds. No matter how much you water it, the plants won't thrive until you clear the weeds. Similarly, your potential can't flourish until you remove the toxic influences holding you back. Let's explore how this principle applies in practical terms. Think about a goal you've been putting off. Maybe it's launching a creative project, advancing in your career, or focusing on your health. Now consider how much progress you could make if you redirected the time and energy wasted on toxic relationships toward that goal. What would happen if, instead of dwelling on a friend's criticisms, you spent that time learning a new skill? Or if, instead of replaying an argument with a toxic partner, you use that energy to work on a passion project? Stoicism emphasizes the importance of intentional living. Marcus Aurelius urges us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This advice challenges us to stop seeking validation from others and start acting in alignment with our values. Every moment you invest in your self-growth is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. The one practical Stoic exercise for self-growth is daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to journal. Reflect on what you did well, where you can improve, and how you responded to challenges, including interactions with toxic people. Over time, this practice helps you track your progress and stay focused on your personal development. Another tool is setting clear, achievable goals. Break your ambitions into smaller steps and celebrate your progress along the way. As you focus on your growth, you'll notice a powerful shift. The toxic voices in your life will lose their grip, and your confidence will begin to soar. Let's pause for a moment of introspection. Are there relationships in your life that hinder your growth? What could you accomplish if you redirected that energy toward your aspirations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this exploration of Stoic wisdom, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us reach others who may need this message. In the next section, we'll build on this momentum by exploring a strategy that allows you to live fully in alignment with your values. When you let go of toxic influences, you don't just grow, you thrive in a life that reflects your true self. Stay tuned. Intrude. 5. Live according to your values. What does it mean to live a life true to your values? In a world filled with noise and distraction, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Toxic relationships, in particular, have a way of steering us off course, making us compromise our principles for the sake of keeping the peace or avoiding conflict. But Stoicism teaches us that living authentically, guided by our values, is the ultimate path to fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless wisdom, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This reflects a profound truth. The people we allow into our lives greatly influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions. If those around us constantly undermine our values, how can we expect to stay on the right path? Imagine this scenario. You value honesty and integrity, yet you're in a relationship with someone who frequently lies or manipulates situations to their advantage. Over time, you might find yourself excusing their behavior, or worse, adopting similar habits to navigate the relationship. Slowly but surely, their toxic influence begins to erode your commitment to your own principles. But here's where Stoicism offers clarity. Seneca advises associate with people who are likely to improve you. This isn't just practical advice, it's a call to action. Surrounding yourself with those who uplift you, who share your values, and who challenge you to grow creates an environment where your authenticity can thrive. By distancing yourself from toxic influences, you make space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. Living according to your values means making difficult choices. It might mean ending a long-standing friendship because it no longer aligns with ways, or it could mean setting firm boundaries with a family member who refuses to respect your personal growth. These decisions are never easy, but they are essential. Every time you choose to uphold your values, you strengthen your sense of self and build a life that reflects your deepest beliefs. Let's take a moment for reflection. What are your core values? Is it kindness, integrity, ambition? Now think about your closest relationships. Do they support these values or do they challenge them? Stoicism invites us to be honest with ourselves, to confront the difficult truths, and to take action accordingly. One practical exercise for aligning your life with your values is to create a values inventory. Write down the principles that matter most to you and then evaluate your relationships against this list. Are there any connections that consistently push you away from your ideals? If so, consider how you might create distance or set boundaries to protect your integrity. Another powerful tool is practicing gratitude for the people who do align with your values. Take time to acknowledge and appreciate those who inspire you to be your best self. Strengthening these positive relationships reinforces your commitment to living authentically. As you work to align your life with your values, you'll find a deeper sense of satisfaction and peace. No longer will you feel the need to bend or compromise for the sake of toxic individuals. Instead, you'll stand firm, confident in the knowledge that you are living a life of purpose and authenticity. In our final section, we'll explore the ultimate outcome of applying Stoic wisdom to your relationships. A life filled with peace, growth, and fulfillment. Let's bring everything together and look at how you can embody the Stoic way every day. You've now explored 5 Stoic strategies for handling toxic relationships. Each principle, reclaiming your time and energy, preserving your mental health, strengthening emotional resilience, focusing on self-growth, and living according to your values, builds upon the last, guiding you toward a life of peace and purpose. But what happens when you put it all into practice? Imagine waking up each day with a sense of clarity. You no longer waste time over-analyzing the hurtful words of others or worrying about how to navigate toxic dynamics. Instead, your energy is directed toward your passions, your goals, and the people who truly matter. This is the life Stoicism empowers you to create, a life where external chaos no longer controls your inner world. Think back to the metaphor of the garden we discussed earlier. By clearing the weeds, those toxic relationships, you make space for healthier, more vibrant connections to grow. You nurture a community of people who inspire and uplift you, and in turn, you become a source of positivity and strength for others. The Stoic philosophers understood that true happiness doesn't come from external validation or avoiding life's difficulties. It comes from mastering your own mind and living in alignment with your values. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Now let's turn to you. What steps will you take to apply these Stoic principles in your own life? Are there relationships you need to reassess? Boundaries you need to set? Goals you've been neglecting because of someone else's negativity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're not sure what to write, simply type Stoic strength to let us know you're committed to this journey of self-improvement. If this video has provided you with valuable insights, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who might benefit from these lessons. Every action you take to spread this wisdom helps build a community of individuals striving for peace and growth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Stoic way of handling toxic relationships. Remember, the power to protect your peace and transform your life lies within you. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep walking the path of Stoicism. Until next time, take care and embrace the tranquility that comes from living a life true to your values.